Top of the day, beautiful people. Real quick, this is in response to the video that Rap the News just did in response to the video about his Mothership video that I did. Now, first of all, let me say, Rap, thank you, brother, for not dragging me. I appreciate that, right? But you should have let the video play from the beginning, right? So that people would know that I am not one of the ones out here that's dragging your name or making you look like a fool. That is not me. I'm not doing that to you. Neither would I ever do that to anybody in Zion, especially our brothers. I would not. I have given birth to 6 men myself, right? So I would never do that to you. But by the looks of the comments, some people think that I am actually one of those ones who is out here dragging you and everybody else. I am not. And I just wanted to say that because you kind of put it in the middle of my video to where everybody missed the beginning things that I was saying, where I actually honored you at the beginning of the video. And I honored you at the top of my description box when this video was first posted, letting people know that I agree with a lot of what you say. And as to the spaceships, if they had listened to the beginning of the video, I wasn't challenging you on any of the other things. What I was asking you for is proof of some of the pictures and the videos that you showed. Like I did say, some I was able to go back and find myself, but a lot of pictures and screenshots and stuff that you put up, we cannot find. And I've left multiple comments on multiple videos from some of these things over the years that you've shared. And I asked politely, hey, where can we find this? I've been looking for this. I also do a lot of research. I've been researching since the time Yahuah opened my eyes and let me know that I was true Israel, right? I descend from Jacob. I am a daughter of Jacob, more precisely coming through Jacob and Leah, right? So I understand that. But what I also understand is you have a huge following that people, they hang on your every words, right? And because of that, I think it's incumbent, if we're gonna use scripture, it's incumbent upon priests to reserve knowledge, right? There are people who are following you, and when you give it in full context. Because I looked at the video, if I had never seen my video, I would think, here's another person trying to embarrass Rap. Never have I ever, neither will I ever. The video was simply to address some of the questions that I was getting about some of your videos and still shots and some of the things that I also study. And a lot of stuff you say, it is true about these things. We have you who are taking up profits, and you call them today spacecraft, whatever, but you got to look at it. Multiple people were not taken that way. Multiple people were not raptured out of here like Enoch and Elijah and Moses. When he ascended the mountain, he was transported into heaven. The top of the mountain, top of Sinai, is a portal into heaven. A lot of people don't know that, right? They just think he sat up there at the top of the mountain for all these days. When he got up there, he was transported, right? There were angels waiting for him. How do we know that? Because I read ancient manuscripts about the deeper details that's not just canonized in the Bible, right? We know that the Bible is not the all in all full word, right? This is what the Catholic Church, Constantine in his era, what they put together, right? And they put it together in a way to form this mode of thinking for people who it's pushed to kind of portray a certain type of story to them. To whereas if we get some of these older manuscripts that I take great strides in getting and verifying information, you know. So like I said, I would never dishonor you. Like I said, I honored you when the video first came on and in the comment section all the way through, right? Like I said, I appreciate you for not dragging me and doing your video as nicely as possible. But man, you should let the whole video play. You should let the whole video play so the people could hear everything I was saying in full context. We were not challenging you on some of your views. We were just asking for proof of some of the pictures that you're showing, right? Why? Because also if they listen to my whole video, they would find out that it's not just believers, not just the sons and daughters of Jacob who are looking for our Messiah to come deliver us. There's another whole group of people here on earth who is also looking for this rapture type event to happen, right? They are also looking for spaceships to come get them. And a lot of people, especially our people, let's just talk about the sons and daughters of Jacob. A lot of us grew up in the church, right? A lot of us grew up in the church, and we had this certain mindset to where we don't really know that there's another whole group of people out here that believe the same thing, but just from a different perspective, right? So they're looking for spaceships, and they got a whole teaching. It's multiple people out here. They're showing proof of things of what these spaceships are going to look like. A lot of our people don't know that. So let's say when this event happens, say 2 spaceships show up, whatever, which one you gonna get on? How are you gonna be able to identify who is who, right? And that's the whole point of what I'm saying. The whole point of what I was saying. And I gave a bunch of references where people, they won't be confused, because they go look at this stuff. People are, they're getting confused, right? And we don't want to confuse them. You don't want to confuse people. I definitely don't want to confuse people. That's why you should have just let the video play in its length so they could see, so that, oh, okay, what's she saying? Go down, look in the description box, all those things. I think I even pinned it in my comment section at the top. So, because I know some people don't read description boxes. They hear about a video, they go, oh, and they just leave ignorant comments on everybody's stuff. Happens on mine. It's been happening on yours for real. We understand, I mean, for a long time. And we know that's real, and people do that. They don't do diligent study like some people do, or go back and check out the people and check resources. So I wanted to do this video because I'm gonna leave a comment. You uploaded it to all of your pages, so I'm gonna leave a comment. But with my comment, I decided to do a video so you can actually hear the tone of my voice, right? I'm not like coming at you. A lot of people don't understand, especially people who haven't been on my page and seen the videos that I've done for years, right? So it's like, I want to kick this grenade away before it has a chance to blow up and kill more of our people, right? We're at the time we're supposed to be coming together, learning how to work together. And I'm not one who's here to keep up a bunch of garbage and just a bunch of garbage on social media, right? Because a lot of our people, social media can be a blessing and a curse all at the same time, right? And for those of us, those of our people, and not just our people, who are waking up and realizing who Yahuah's people are, not that Yahuah loves any of the other nations any less, because he absolutely does not, but it's their choice. You know, the only reason why I speak about color and the nation or what we look like is so you can get the prophecies correct, or the different things that you understand about biblical events, so you can get that right. Because if you don't understand who Yahuah's people are, you're going to be off on everything else you understand about scripture. So that's the only time I bring up color. That's the only reason why I would bring up color, because Yahuah, he always, matter of fact, him out of all the other nations, Yahuah said, let the stranger and sojourner come among you, right? He said, when they come among you, you are not to treat them any differently than what I treat you, right? They're to be treated just like the blood-born sons and daughters, right? Yahuah said that all the way through. So, yeah, like I said, I just want to do this so, bro, you can hear the tone in my voice. And I'm not against you, and I think you did, because you started your video off saying that, you know, I'm gonna do this as nice as possible. I appreciate that. I really do, you know, but at least, man, play my whole video. Not that you had to, but at least, if not, you could have just said, you know, said she wasn't here, this is what I want to pull out, this is what I want to address. Because people coming to my page now, right? I don't need a bunch of shenanigans on my page, right? So, not saying that you would have caused that. People gonna do what they want to do, but I'm just saying, at least so people, because we know people have a tendency just to take little small pieces and run with small pieces without doing the whole research, you know, and they just kind of go. It's like, it's even little different things. I'll address it again, because I've seen some of these comments too on some things that's popping up. I'm very animated with my hands, and quite a few people, hey, you might want to watch your hand movement, sis, because that's a Luciferian hand signal. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. So I'm like, okay, it's like you can't do anything in church when you bogged down with a bunch of religion and all this stuff. And it's like people, they don't come actually looking for truth, right? They come looking for reasons to discredit you right off top, right? And if you're gonna do that, don't come here. Don't go to anybody's page, right? A lot of people do that to you, Rap. They do it to, I see it being done a lot of times, right? And those kind of comments, I'll just delete, or I'll just go on about my business. So, but y'all, I ain't throwing up Luciferian or Illuminati hand signals. And if anybody that's saying those comments, they're ignorant, first of all, of who I am, and haven't taken the time to actually go and sit and listen to what I say through my videos. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I'm not sitting here giving off a bunch of stuff and all these other things that other people do. What we do in my classroom is simply read the words of the Most Holy, from Genesis to Malachi, all the way through and through. We've been inundated with the New Testament forever. That's why we're only doing the Old Testament, because a lot of our people really don't know what it says. And that's why for the last 3 years, We've been taking great strides. We're on a third time reading all the way through, just going in, understanding, just reading it word for word. We're not adding, we're not taking away. From my study in the past years before I started doing this, I've taken the time. I got so much research on all of these things that when we get to certain portions in scripture in the Old Testament that I know has been tampered with, because the old has been tampered with just like the new has been tampered with, right? And so when I get to those things that I have come across at this point from my previous study in the years, we'll address it. We can't address everything in every video because there would be, the time would just run out for everybody. They'd be too long. So when we get to certain portions of scripture where I know, I figure, okay, this is one we should bring out, and I give the resources, and I put it down in the description box and pin it in comment section, give you the resources. There is never anything that I will give you that I will not give you a resource for. I'll tell you about it in a video, and I'll put it in the description box so you can go check behind me. And then I want you to go check it out. Come and tell me, because I don't have it all, right? I'm learning just like everybody else is learning. I may be, like Rap said, we're all on different levels of learning. We are. Some has been doing it longer than others, right? Some been doing it longer than others, but they still don't accelerate. They haven't accelerated like in the years that they've done. Maybe they've been doing it for 11 years, and maybe their understanding is like they were only 3, right? But that's it. That's with each person, right? And there's no shame in that. People grow differently. Just like we see physical growth, people grow differently. Their comprehension, some people comprehension take longer than other people's do, right? And there's no shame in that. But as long as we understand that, guys, we can work together and we can grow together, right? Everybody, each one teach one. Bring the piece that you have and let us go through it, right? And we can go through it. If it's something that seemed off to us, hey, I don't quite agree with that. Just like Rap said, you know, I don't quite agree with that, but let's look into this a little bit more. Some things I may give you, it could be off. Come back and let a sister know. I ain't too proud to say, yo, I screwed up, you know. And if I screwed up, and you'll see it on multiple of my videos, if I've said something where I've come back or somebody said something to me, hey sis, I found this, and I'll go check into, ooh, you right. And I'll come back, I'm like, listen, on this video, I said this. After a little bit more research myself and pulling this together, I was missing a little bit of the information. And I'll come back and I'll do that. I am not too proud to beg for forgiveness. I am truly not, you know. So that's all I wanted to say. Just so, like I said, I'll leave a comment under your videos on all the channels that you uploaded me to, Rap. Just because you got different people watching it, and I don't want people thinking I'm out here being a vagabond trying to turn people away from the most holy. I'm trying to help wake up the sons and daughters of Jacob, right? All of us got different pieces. We scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, right? And all those who will call on Yahuah shall be saved, right? They don't just have to be us, but Jacob, the sons and daughters of Jacob, we have been commissioned with teaching the truth to the world. You've been commissioned with teaching the truth to the world. You have your portion of truth. I've been commissioned to teach truth to the world. I have my portion of truth. But what happens is all the truth, all the pieces of truth from all of our brothers and sisters all across the world, if you put it together in a bigger picture, people should be able to see a beautiful picture of who Yahuah is, who he created us to be. Because you got to remember, Yahuah said that Israel was his firstborn son, right? And why does he call us his firstborn son? Like the New Testament to teach you that JC was the only begotten son. Yahuah never said that. That's why I take great strides in teaching this principle like you do. You do. I learned so much from you on this that I started doing I was like, oh my gosh, you know. So, but he calls us his firstborn son. Why? Because he desires to beget many more sons and daughters, right? And these many more sons and daughters are the other nations, the other ethnic groups, background. But he commissioned Israel to teach who he was, because we have been the ones that he's chosen to be intimate with him, right? To know him. And he only chose, as a matter of fact, he chose us last. He chose Israel last because he went to all the other nations first and asked them, will ye receive my Torah? And they said, no, we don't want your Torah. Go give it to somebody else. He went to all the other nations before he came to Israel, and then he came to us. And we said, yes, we will accept your Torah. We will do, and we will obey. And you can read that, Jasher, Jubilees, some of the old manual scripts or whatever. But I leave all of those for those things in there. So, but that was it. Like I said, I just wanted to do this video in response to you, not to dishonor you, but so you could hear my heart and see the tone in my voice, because a lot of that gets lost in translation when we respond in texts and emails a lot of time, you know. And because there's a lot of people out here that see it, I want to let you know, bro, I ain't against you. I ain't against what you're teaching, but I'm a research head. I'm a research head like you know, and I'm pulling stuff together, you know. But like I said, I left a lot of your videos, but I know you get so many comments that it was probably overlooked, so I ain't tripping about that. But I'm glad I got your attention. Share some of them resources, them pictures you got, because some of those things I want to share, but I don't share things unless I have absolute solid proof. The things that I do share, I have the proof of those things, and I will leave the resources for that. But anyway, that's it. Peace.